Today, you're about to hear a story that can change the way you see failure and success. This isn't just any story. It's a journey of dreams, struggles, and the power of never giving up. If you've ever failed in business, studies, or life, this story will remind you that failure is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. So listen carefully, because the lesson inside this story might be the key to your next success. The coffee dream. In the heart of Karachi lived a young man named Ahmed. He wasn't born into wealth. His father ran a small grocery shop, and his mother stitched clothes to support the family. Ahmed, however, was ambitious. He wanted to build something of his own, not just to earn money, but to create a name that would outlive him. His dream was to open a coffee shop. Not just any coffee shop, but one where people could gather, talk, study, and dream. He had visited cafes in the city where young minds gathered to share ideas, and he imagined one day owning a place that would inspire others. But dreams in business, as Ahmed would learn, demand more than passion. They demand patience, failure, and persistence. The first business attempt. At the age of 21, Ahmed borrowed a small loan from his uncle and rented a tiny shop near his college. He painted the walls himself, bought second-hand chairs, and created a menu with 3 kinds of coffee. He named the shop Brew and You. Opening day came, and Ahmed's heart raced with excitement. But only a few customers came in. By the end of the month, sales were so low he couldn't even pay the rent. His uncle frowned, saying, "Ahmed, maybe you are not ready for business. Close it before you lose everything." With a heavy heart, Ahmed shut down his first cafe. The neighborhood mocked him. He thought he could be a businessman. Foolish boy. For days, Ahmed felt broken. But one night, he remembered a quote he had read in a business book. "Failure is tuition you pay to the school of success." He whispered to himself. This was not the end. It was just lesson number 1, the second attempt. Ahmed didn't give up. He worked at a popular coffee chain for a year to learn how professionals ran their cafes. He studied customer service, supply chains, and marketing. He saved every rupee he could. The next year, with some savings and another small loan, he opened a new cafe in a busier part of the city. This time he focused on quality, better beans, fresher milk, and free Wi-Fi to attract students. For a few weeks, things went well. Students came, workers stopped by, and Ahmed smiled, thinking, "This time, I will succeed." But soon, problems came crashing in. A bigger, well-known cafe opened just down the street. Their branding, variety, and discounts stole his customers. Within 6 months, Ahmed was once again drowning in debt. This time, even his father said, "Son, maybe business is not for you. Get a job and live a safe life." Ahmed was crushed. He spent nights staring at the ceiling, asking himself, "Am I chasing an impossible dream?" Yet deep inside, his heart refused to let go. "Try again," it whispered. The third attempt. Ahmed decided his mistake was not passion, but planning. He spent the next 2 years studying business management through online courses and books. He worked part-time jobs in restaurants and cafes, learning not just how to make coffee, but how to run operations, manage finances, and market effectively. This time he prepared differently. He created a proper business plan, researched locations, studied his competitors, and identified his target audience, students and young professionals who wanted affordable but high-quality coffee in a comfortable environment. He pitched his plan to investors. The first 10 rejected him. The 11th said, "Your plan looks promising. I'll give you half the money you need, if you can raise the other half." Ahmed sold his bike, used his savings, and borrowed a little from friends. Finally, Dream Beans Cafe was born. Challenges and struggles. The cafe opened with style, warm lighting, good music, and a cozy atmosphere. Ahmed introduced loyalty cards, student discounts, and even hosted open mic nights for young poets and musicians. Slowly, people began to notice. But success didn't come easily. There were nights when only 3 customers walked in. Some days, the milk supplier didn't deliver. Once, the coffee machine broke during rush hour, leaving angry customers. Each problem felt like a storm. But Ahmed reminded himself, this is the price of success. Keep going. He worked 16-hour days, brewing coffee, serving customers, cleaning floors. Friends went out for fun. He stayed behind to balance accounts. His hands often burned from hot cups, and his back ached from standing all day. But his eyes burned with determination. The turning point. One evening, a group of university students hosted a study circle at his cafe. They posted pictures on social media, calling it the best place to study in town. Within weeks, more students began flocking in. Soon, the cafe was buzzing with life. Students, writers, and office workers. Word of mouth spread. Bloggers reviewed his cafe positively. Slowly, profits began to rise. After 2 years, Ahmed opened a second branch near another university. This time, he didn't need loans. His profits funded the expansion. Success. By the age of 30, Ahmed owned 5 branches of Dream Beans Cafe across the city. His story inspired many young entrepreneurs. Newspapers wrote about him, calling him the boy who refused to quit. One day, his father visited the busiest branch. As he sipped coffee, he looked around at the crowded tables, the laughter, the books, the energy. Tears filled his eyes. He turned to Ahmed and said, "Son, I was wrong. Business was for you. You proved that success belongs to those who never give up." The lesson. Ahmed stood in front of his employees one evening and shared his story. He said, "When I failed the first time, people laughed. When I failed the second time, even my family doubted me. But failure is not the end, it's training. Every setback was a teacher. Every rejection was fuel. In business, as in life, the rule is simple. Try, fail, learn, and try again." Success belongs not to the smartest or the richest, but to those who refuse to quit. And so, Ahmed's cafe empire became more than just a business. It became a living reminder of the timeless truth. Try again until you succeed,